What's up, guys? Just gotta pull something out of the shed today. Just gotta work on an old sled today. There we go. Need to do some suspension work on it. Just gonna pull it out right now. There we go. Got it pulled out of the shed. Pull it out from there. Just drug her out. This is a 1974 RTX 340 with electric start, but it's not hooked up though. Someone disconnected it at one point in its time, but hopefully hook it up. 2,100 miles. There's a break in the windshield, unfortunately, on the original windshield, but I have another one that's got to clean it up. It's in pretty nice shape, actually. Has the original Kohler 340 motor. Nice seat cover. I don't know if it's original, but I'm pretty sure it is, unless someone recovered it. It's nice shape, actually. The warble carb, I think that's what it's called. This is where the battery tray is. It's the two posts. It's where the battery's supposed to go, I guess. Someone cut off all the wires for the battery and made it to a manual pull. I mean, it has a starter and solenoid and fuse box still. I just got to rewire it. Put a new ignition key, which I think I have, for electric start. But the issue I'm having with this one is suspension on this. The track is way too tight. It's too tight and it binds up. It is the original track for it. Just think it might have shrunk a little bit, and I might be able to bring this whole idler wheel back, these holes, and drill back a little further maybe. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. Someone, last week I changed it out. I had to add, these were added on here. So weld those on both sides and put a different spring, so it made it tighter to track. So I might have to loosen these off because I added these on from a 73 RTX. I'll find out. I'd start it up right now, but I need to get a bearing for the secondary clutch. The bearing's shot in here. I did order a new one. It's supposed to be in here in a few days. Next week. Alright, it's got to bring it up to the shed. It's got to hook it up to the sled lift. I'll be right back. This should make it easier. It's all uphill anyways. Don't feel like pulling it all the way uphill. Strap her down with the trike. There we go. Got it in the garage. Up on the hoist. This is what I'm talking about. This track is way too tight. It's way too tight. Like I could put there's a gap underneath it here. So I'm wondering if I'm going to just loosen these off. Right there. Maybe that might help a little bit, or else I'm going to have to take this all apart again, this whole suspension out. Move this tire track tensioner back a little more, because this is loosened off all the way. But this is what was in it before. They were in here like this. This piece was up in there. And that's not the correct way. I think it was like this actually. But yeah, gonna do that today. Try to get that fixed at least, so I can actually ride the damn thing. But I picked this up over a year ago. Yeah, because I picked it up just before the snow melted last year. And it was about 3 hours away. The guy was asking, I think, $1,200 originally. Then he went down to $1,000 and I offered him $800 and he accepted it. But he was calling it a 1973, but it's a 74 actually. And he had it for a few years. Used it. He always said you did have track problems with it, so it's always had that problem, I'm guessing. And yeah, he used it to tow his kids around apparently on a sled. But it's a nice little sled. I like to use it on a vintage ride for once. So, be right back. Alright guys, so I pulled out the suspension. There it is. So what I'm going to do is take all this off. Same with that side. And move this entire plate here back a little bit. Drill out some new holes, 3 new holes on each side. And drill it out and back it up somewhat. And because these tensioners are all the way in and it's still too tight. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Alright, so I did get it moved back. As you can see, that's where the old hole this one used to be. So I moved it back probably about 1 inch or so. Everything lines up actually. Still got lots of clearance on the wheels back here and there. Hopefully that works. Hopefully be a little looser at least. So we'll find out. Alright, got everything back together. Yeah, that's a lot looser. There we go, that's not even tightened up. It went way easier. Way easier to put together. Before I almost had to pull the whole track backwards. It's quite the pain. Side's nice and good. Tons of play. And this side. Perfect. Alright, so we got the track back together. A lot better, a lot easier to put in. I'll have to adjust it a little more maybe when the winter comes. A little looser. Should use the tensioners. And I put the crankcase back together. The needle bearing on the secondary was shot. The one that goes on here, needle bearing, chain. Found another one off of 73. That was actually not too bad, so I stopped it in there. Maybe I can get it to run. Start up right now. Lower it down a little bit. Haven't started this thing for a while. Probably a couple months. Or a month or so, I can't remember. There's gas in it. Come on. There we go. Alright, got it back into the shed. Perfect, drove her right in too. Haven't done that for a while. One other work I gotta do on this thing is electrical, carb work, maybe a little bit. Runs a little, it takes a little too much fuel. Play with this suspension maybe a little more during the winter. Just try to get it aligned. But that's all. Catch you in the next one.